back to Best Drink Recipes. I'm Eli Mountjoy, and we are about to do a review of a very special spirit called the Grand Poppy. Now this is a very special spirit indeed because this comes from a really cool place called Green Bar. Now, if you don't know about this, I recommend you look it up. Their website is really easy to remember. It's greenbar.biz. You can look up all kinds of things. But what's really spectacular about this is, one, it's the first distillery that was allowed to produce alcohol after Prohibition in Los Angeles. Cool. Also, because it's kind of an indigenous California thing, because it's made after the poppy flower, the California poppy. It's a flower that grows here, and the good people at Green Bar, who are amazing, they are the nicest, most hardworking people. They pour their souls into creating their spirits, and this is no exception. Now, what I love about this is the equivalent of the European aperitifs. For one, it's based on the whole terroir idea, which is you use botanicals and agents from the area in which this is produced, in this case California, to create the spirit. So it has an indigenous root. It has a very specific terroir to California. That's really cool. You know, the Italians have their own thing. It's their Amaros, or plural Amari. But I love that they call this the American Amaro. It's got this nice alliteration. That's because it's the poppy flower, and that's the primary thing in this. But they also tell you what else they put in this. Molasses, a little grapefruit, orange, lemon. There's bay leaf, there's peppercorn, there's all kinds of things. There's root, dandelion. This is a very bitter drink. For those that know me, know how close this is to my heart. I love the bitters. I love them. And this is no far cry to the Italians. And if you know about how the Italians do it, they have a whole dinner. It's 8 hours long. They eat the meat sauce, they eat the meatballs, they eat the pastas and all the wines. And what allows them to do that and help that digestion are the bitters. And this is the American callback to that. Now, I've been waiting a good long time to actually review and taste this. I've been very patient. I will say this. If you have a chance to go and see the distillery from which this comes, hear their process, taste all their spirits, go for it. Whether you live in Los Angeles, whether you're in Northern California, whether you're passing through on a layover, make it to this place. It's spectacular. The people who run it are magical. They're so nice. They're so hardworking. I can't speak highly enough of them. And with that said, it is my great pleasure and honor to now try the Grand Poppy. So, without further ado, let's do this. We'll remove proprietary plastic. And, of course, my first favorite part. Nice. Let's give this a little test on the nose. You get that molasses immediately. You also get the citrus, the orange, and that coriander, and kind of the allspice, that pink peppercorn, the thistle, the burdock, the rue, the artichoke. The artichoke contains an element which is the most bitter thing known to man. It's the most bitter chemical compound that you can eat. Also, I noticed in here, they have gentian root. Gentian root is pretty much found in most Amaris, if not all. Not that I've tried or tasted or know all Amaris, but I know that that's in many of them. I also know that in the Chinese tradition of traditional arts and healing, gentian root is used a lot, especially to help the stomach, of course, which aids your digestion. So that's a sequitur. So I'm going to just go ahead and pour this because that's really what I've been climaxing to here. Tasting this. It's also my second favorite sound. It's amazing. This is amazing. I just love this. Can you tell how much I love this? The smells, the bitters. Now this is the same color as the True Gin. Now we've also done a review on that. And we'll provide a link to that for you a little bit later if you want to find that. So it's the same kind of color, this kind of golden amber hue, but this has a very different taste. Now, the process by which they undergo to create this, they hand macerate, and by hand macerate, I mean they themselves are peeling things, putting it into this big vat after it's been distilled, in where it's infusing every flavor and all these tastes. They taste it every day at 10 o'clock. They come down, they sit with all the employees, the owners, and they taste it and say, what do we think? Is this on track? Is this what we like? It's all organic. It's so organic that if you drink 2 ounces of this or any of the other spirits, you literally have a negative carbon footprint. That's how green this is. That's why they call it green bar. But when you smell this, it's just got this incredible bitter balance. And it's really difficult to describe unless you have literally tasted it yourself, because as we all know, your palate and your taste is limited to your personal experience. If you don't know what peppercorn tastes like, it's because you never tasted peppercorn. But if you have tasted sea salt or cotton candy or anything that other people might reference that you yourself have experienced, you know. For us Americans, we don't get a whole lot of bitters in our foods or our spirits. I will recommend to you, this is a great place to start. Speaking of which, let's start. This is probably the best thing I could drink ever. I literally can't get enough of this. It has just the right amount of sweetness, balanced with just the right amount of bitter. Now I could sit and drink this all day and all night and into the next day and into the next night and probably forevermore if my liver would so allow it. But this would also be excellent on the rocks. Something that might be akin to this is like a Cointreau or a Grand Marnier with some dashes of Angostura or maybe some Peychaud's, which gives you that bitter, but it also has that kind of sweet orange liqueur yumminess, for lack of a better word. This is a little more viscous than a spirit, but that makes sense because I mean it's kind of a liqueur. It's 20% alcohol, so it's half of, say, you know, your typical gin or vodka or whiskey or what have you. But don't let that trick you into drinking too much, because this, once your palate has acclimated itself, goes down so easily that, you know, too much of a good thing could be a bad thing. And for me, that's not the case. But this is alcohol, so you do have to be careful. Now, I'm going to stop rambling on and on about this because I love it so much, and I love the people who make it so much, and I just have such a reverence and respect for their product and their ethic and their work that I am just going to tell you, you can find this for about $30, and if you see it on the shelves or on the stand or anywhere you can get it, get a bottle. Educate yourself to the next level of amazingness, which, you know, the Europeans, specifically the Italians, have known for a good long while, and just see how this opens up a whole new world. When I discovered the bitters, it just opened a whole new dimension. It was like I was a two-dimensional character walking around like, you know, like a cartoon character, and suddenly I was 3D, and it was like, whoa, it just happened. And it's like it really can enhance your life that much. It's amazing. I told you I was going to stop going on about this, but you can see it's difficult for me not to. So if you see this, get it. Do yourself a favor. Take my word for it. Try it. It's incredible. Now, if you'd like to see some of the cocktails that we've made using this liqueur, you can find it here, or there. Or you can do what I'm doing and just sip on it by itself. Just so delightful. Or if you'd like to look them up online, again, it's greenbar.biz. and you'll find all the information that you want to there. And you can see the other cocktails that we will make with this incredible liqueur here, and there. Now, I'm Eli Mountjoy. This is one of my most favorite things. It is my honor and pleasure to review it, and we give it 6 thumbs up if only I had them. And we thank you for watching Best Drink Recipes. Subscribe to us, comment, let us know what you think about this, and we look forward to seeing you at the next drink.